Single guys, if you have a good flirty interaction with a girl at a party, at a bar, somewhere, and you walk away without asking for her number, what are you doing? What are you doing? Gotta get the number. Shoot or shoot, and we want you to ask, okay? Because we're not gonna just voluntarily be like, do you want my phone number? Girls aren't built like that, okay? It'd be nice if we were, and trust me, I know a lot of the comments are gonna say that, but no, we're not. So all you have to do is just say, hey, had a great time chatting with you tonight. Can I get your number? Boom, easy, easy peasy. And if she's interested, she'll be like, yeah, for sure. And if she's not, she might be like, oh, you know what? I don't like giving my phone number out, or I have a boyfriend. In which case, same boat that you would have been in without asking, okay? Don't let it get to you on a personal level. Just be like, all right, well, nice meeting you, bye. And shoot again the next time.
Where are the men? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, where you at? I done been to the gym. I done been to Target. I done been everywhere. Like, where are you? Where do you be at? Where do y'all be at? Where's the man? Where's the man that want wives? Like, where are you? Where you looking at? Because obviously you're not looking over here. Like, what's wrong? Like, where do we find men at? Like, where?
How are you guys getting into relationships like one after the other? I can't even find one person to date. I have standards and I stick to them and nobody ever meets them. Slim pickings out here, I swear. Guys these days don't even do the bare minimum. Bare minimum, I mean, just be nice and just act like a gentleman and just compliment me maybe every once in a while. It's not like I'm asking for too much, or am I? I wouldn't say that I'm like particularly a relationship person, but I also don't get like how people get in relationships all the time. My sisters, for example, always in a relationship. But then I ask myself, like, how? How do you do it? If you can relate, let me know. I'm the type of person that is almost never in a relationship. I mean, I'm 30 now. Now I'm starting to think, am I too picky? Are my standards too high? Definitely not lowering my standards because I have, specific things that I look for in a partner. Is it asking too much? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's it. Bye.
What's good, guys? It's your boy JostenJ coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Men are walking away from simping and women are forced to adjust in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
Talking to this guy and I said, let's go for a wine. And he's like, look, April, I'm not meant to be drinking, but you know what? I'll give it up for you. I'll have a wine with you. And I'm like, brilliant. Let's do it. And then he proceeds to say, tonight's the perfect night for a wine and a movie at home. For yourself, mate. I'm not coming. I'm not coming over. I don't know you from a bar of fucking soap. I don't understand when we forgot to even at least pretend to give a fuck about having a conversation first before we get down to the nitty gritty. There is some, like, I'm not coming over when I don't even know who you are. I don't even know your last name. It's not even on your profile. You want me to come over and watch a movie like we're fucking best friends? Sorry, bro. Ask the next girl.
He didn't waste time. He didn't waste energy. No fear, no worrying. Just get to what he wants, right? And it's funny that this is the guy that she's talking about, because don't get it confused. There's plenty of guys that want to have a conversation with her. She ain't worried about them. At least not enough to mention those guys. You know what I'm saying? He got straight directly to the point. No having conversations and trying to figure out what's your favorite color and if you like Tuesdays or Thursdays and none of this nonsense. None of it. Let's get the next one.
Dating as a strong, independent woman who's also a baby girl is literally fucking impossible. And I'm talking like it's a lose-lose situation, because any man that meets you is gonna see you in strong, independent woman mode and be attracted to that. But then when it comes to relationships, you're just a baby girl. Do you see how the math is not mathing? Because the absolute second that man who was attracted to the strong, independent woman sees you in baby girl mode, he's gonna fucking run. But then if you meet a man when you're in baby girl mode and it comes time to getting shit fucking done and you turn into a fucking corporate thug, he's not gonna like that shit either. So it's a fucking lose-lose. At this point, I'm starting to think that maybe I need two boyfriends. One for strong independent mode and the other one for baby girl mode. And I cannot be the only one who's experiencing this. So all my strong, independent women who are also baby girls, let me know your thoughts.
This whole strong and independent thing is a parasite, and it's eating away at women's ability to see things for what they truly are. If you don't need a relationship, you would just want a relationship, then you're good. You're independent, you're good. It shouldn't affect you that much to get on camera and talk about it. It really shouldn't. And if you're independent of men, right? Isn't it funny how when we shop for things, smart people shop for what they need. They understand a want is just a want, but they're good in life because they get what they need. So if you don't need a man, what's the problem? Or do you need a man? You're just not shopping for a man that wants you. Women can shop for men that they're not really that crazy about, but it makes it harder to shop for a man that they need, because now it becomes 10 times harder because they're constantly comparing you to other men that they have no access to. This is the funny part about it. Women are always comparing men to higher status men that they have no access to. This is why they're like a dog chasing their tail. How are you comparing him to something that you never had before? Oh, I want a provider. I want this type of guy. You've never had that type of guy before, because if you did, check this out, right? I always talk about types. People are delusional. This person's my type. All right, well, go talk to him. I don't know. What don't you know? It's your type. That's what you're used to getting time and time again. Oh, no, it's what you would want, but it's not your type. So if you're strong and independent, stay over there. The price to pay to be with this chick is your sanity. Guys ain't dealing with it. Let's get the next one.
I paid for me and a guy's first date the other night. So let's get into the story. It was our first date. We were meeting for a drink at a bar, casual. I got there first. When I ordered my drink, the waitress needed a card to start the tab. So I gave her mine. He wasn't there yet. He shows up, he orders a beer. We have 2 drinks each. It was fine. Like, I don't think I would have seen him again. I maybe would have given him a second date if this whole fiasco hadn't happened. But when it was time for the bill, the waitress came back over and was like, okay, like, are you ready? Should I charge the card that I have on file, or do you want to put it on another one? And I look at this man. I'm like, okay, this is your chance. Like, you know, you obviously haven't touched your wallet. You know it has to be my card because you didn't put down a card at the beginning. He doesn't say anything. This man's not moving towards his wallet. He's not like, oh, even if we were going to split the bill, he needed to be like actively reaching for his wallet. But no. So the waitress is just standing there waiting for an answer. And so I'm like, all right, this guy's obviously not going to do anything. I look at her, I go, sure, yeah, charge the card. This guy looks at me, he goes, you sure? I was like, no, I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna make this poor waitress so uncomfortable by being like, yeah, should we just split the bill? Should you pick up the bill? I don't know. You're the guy. Maybe that's not a thing anymore, but to me, I just feel like the guy gets the first date, especially if he's asking me out. As I'm like putting in my like 20% or whatever, he's like, I'll Venmo you. And I was like, yeah, you probably should. So he walks me to my car, I give him a hug, and he's like, text me when you get home. I'm like, I'm gonna have to text this guy because like he owes me money. Like it was $60. He can Venmo me 30. Like, great, we'll call it even. I never have to see him again. So anyways, I text him, I'm home. He's like, great. The next day, he hints at a second date, and then the next day I respond and I was like, yeah, like that place is great. Like, we were talking about a live music venue. And then I sent him my username for Venmo. It has my first and last name. He didn't have it before. We met on Hinge. What does this man do? He doesn't go to my Venmo and send me the $30 he owes me. No, he takes my first and last name and follows me on Instagram. I mean, I have never been more shocked and appalled in my entire life. I was like, okay. So he's still texting me. The date was on a Monday. By Thursday, I'm like, all right, this man hasn't Venmoed me. And also when I sent my Venmo username, he was like, oh, I'll Venmo. And I hearted it. And then he continued on with the conversation like normal, but like he never sent me the Venmo. So by Thursday, I'm like, I just want my money. I don't want to talk to this guy. It's a matter of principle. He's already told me twice he's going to Venmo and he hasn't. And he's followed me on Instagram using my last name. So anyways, I have to text him again on Thursday after being like, yeah, my week's going great. By the way, don't forget the Venmo. And he liked it. He didn't heart it. He liked it. And then about an hour later, he finally sent. To be fair, he sent the full 60, which is great. He covered it. There was so much opportunity for this man to have covered it, either on the date or like as he's walking to my car, be like, hey, what's your Venmo? Like, or the first time I sent him my username, he could have just sent me the money. And he did ask me on a second date. I kind of naively was like, oh, maybe I'll give him a second chance. I don't know. Like he sent the full 60. And then he invited himself over to my place for a wine night. And I said, I'm so sorry. This isn't going to work, sir.
This guy is hilarious. He didn't flinch when she was paying for the drinks. He goes, are you sure? Now, I know guys are going to get into their feelings and think, you know, well, I would have paid, or a man's job is to pay and all of this stuff. We're not here for all of that. You understand? But she wanted him to Venmo her the money, which he eventually did. But at the end of this story, it just proves that nothing matters. She wasn't that interested in him. Women will open their wallet when they're interested in you anyway. So would it have made a difference if he paid for the drinks or not? No. Does she like you or not? As a matter of fact, they're always talking about guys don't put in effort. Watch this. I'm telling you, bro, like nothing matters. You could do dates, you could do flowers, you could bring her around your family, you could introduce her to your friends, you can make shrines, write poems and love notes, and really talk about family and wanting a big family in the future, and nothing matters unless she wants you. Let's get the next one.
Dating gets harder as you get older because, like, you're not going to keep telling me no. And I don't mean that in the, my daddy would never tell me no, because my father is dead. And, like, may he rest in peace. But when he was alive, he was no Daddy Warbucks. What I mean by that is, like, I'm 30 years old. I'm a grown adult. I've lived independently for many years. So why are you, a strange man who I've known for 2 weeks, going to start telling me no? I say, oh, I want to check out this new restaurant because I've been wanting to go there for a few weeks. You say, no, we've been out to eat a lot this week. I say, oh, I want to go to Boston for whatever reason. It really doesn't matter. And you say, no, I can't afford the time off of work. You only have so many times to tell me no, because quite frankly, if you weren't around, I would already be at that restaurant. I would already be in Boston. So because you're here, I now don't get to go because I was dating this guy and I'd be like, oh, I really want to do XYZ. And he would be like, oh, no, we can't because of whatever reason. And I'd be like, we can't, but I can. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be hurtful, but like there is me and then there's what I want over here. The only obstacle in the way is you. And that's why dating is hard as you get older. Because I was like, I have the life that I want. You have to add to that. Because like, if I start dating you and you start taking away from my current life, no.
I'm 30 years old and I've lived independently for a while now, right? But that's what you're supposed to do. Men aren't telling you that you can't do these things. Men are telling you that you're not going to spend his money in order to do these things. She's a master manipulator. When you listen to them, they're really good at that, but they're not better than somebody who's been a bullshitter before in their life. This is why the men that women are attracted to, they don't have an easy time with these guys because they're master manipulators. They're bullshitters. Through being charming, right? Here's the thing about gaming women and playing women. You have to be a master manipulator to some degree. So even if a guy has experience in it or he's reformed, you understand? He knows the game. He knows what's going on. This chick is manipulating right now. So if you're independent and you're good by yourself, then she's acting like, well, you're in the way of this. No, they're not. You go your way, they'll go their way. It's simple. Let's get the next one.
I have deleted my dating apps. Let's talk about it. I'm sharing this because I know I'm not the only one feeling this way. I'm in a weird spot right now when it comes to dating. So I'm 35 years old. I have a great job, great family that loves me. I have hobbies. I have friends. Life is good. And I'm having a very hard time finding a guy that could at least match me where I'm at. I've tried dating guys that are my age or a little bit older, but I've had a really hard time finding somebody that I'm physically attracted to. Not that I'm not attracted to guys my age or a little bit older, but I just think the really cute ones are probably married. So then I will try to date somebody that's 5-6 years younger than me and I'm physically attracted to them. But then I can't have this expectation that they can meet me or match where I'm at in my lifestyle or my career. Because that's not reality. You know, I have 5 years on you. But then the physical aspect's there, but then there's this imbalance in lifestyle and the connection doesn't work. I feel like dating is just so different these days than, you know, how our parents used to date. I don't need a guy, but I would really, really like one. And with the dating apps, it's become so habitual. Like, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll get on Hinge, I'll look at my likes, I'll be disappointed, I'll go throughout my day, I'll watch a TV show, and then during a commercial break, I'll pull up Bumble and I'll start swiping, and I'm disappointed, and it's just, I don't know, it just seems like a waste of time. And it's also just so exhausting being so proactive and putting yourself out there. So I've been off the apps now for about 2 weeks and it's been a really nice break. I'm not taking a break from dating in general. Like there are still some people that I'm still talking to and definitely will go on dates with them. But I think I'm at this point where I don't really have the energy to be so proactive and putting myself out there and trying to spark all these conversations via the apps. And I don't want this to come across like I'm saying all men are trash, because I don't believe that at all. I know we make jokes at like, oh, look at the leftovers, look what we have to work with. But I'm a leftover, and I'm a leftover because I chose to be. I could easily have been divorced twice by now. I've been really, really selective of the person that I want to be with. And so surely there's a guy out there that's similar to me, and he doesn't have to exceed what I'm looking for, but if he can just meet me where I'm at, that would be nice. And I know I will probably re-download the apps at some point in the near future. But for right now, this feels right to me. This feels like the right choice. But with all that being said, I would love to know where you guys are with your dating journey. If you're taking a break, if you're taking a break from the apps, or if you're still being super proactive, I'd love to hear it, because being single at 35 is definitely isolating at times. And I love hearing all the stories, so I feel less alone in this. But we will see where we go from here. I'm in a good spot. I'm feeling good about things, and I'm just always so thankful for you guys, and thank you for listening.
I said this in a video before, you know, women are gonna have to pay younger men to be around, because younger men have nothing to offer them but sex, good energy, lots of energy, inside the bedroom, outside the bedroom, fun to be around. But they don't have anything to offer a woman. They're not gonna purchase her a home. They're not gonna purchase her a car. They're not gonna pay off student loan debt. They're not going to be somebody you can go into business with. They don't have funds. They don't have the capital. And when she's talking about, I don't find anyone my age attractive, she's only 35. This is why I tell you guys, do not let them look down on you. Be in the best shape of your life, the best position of your life that you can be, right? And keep chasing excellence. I'm serious. Dare to be great, bro. Never let a woman come out here thinking that, you know, you're nothing. Don't let women think that you're nothing. You shouldn't even think that about yourself. So if a woman thinks that you're nothing, she just has bad taste at that point. That's it. She just has bad taste at that point. Never let a woman think that you're nothing. Even how you carry yourself. This is what I'm saying, like in public, right? You know, it's going to get warm out here, real warm out here. And they're going to start coming out here looking for attention. They don't like it when they can't get the attention from the guys that they really want. And we already know what kind of guys they really want. Don't simp, don't chase, none of that stuff. And when we're talking about, you know, men ignoring women, they only care when they find you attractive. Your aura only stands out when you ain't sweating them and they're like, oh God, okay, this guy shakes the room. He shakes the room. Don't worry about anything that's outside of your control. Walk away from games. She wants you to simp. Don't go for it, because this video is exposing they don't have that many options. This is why I do what I do. The options that they do have, they don't even want like that. So what the hell would you look like, right? Knowing your level of attractiveness, how you feel about yourself, stand up dude, What the hell you look like going out of your way to be some sucker like the rest of them? Nah, let them fend for themselves. The simping is done. So this was men are walking away from simping and women are having to adjust in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy JostenJ. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
I don't know if I should laugh or cry at this point, because honestly, it just doesn't stop. I had a date. I got asked out on a date, and we'd been talking, and it was going really well, but he lives quite far away from me, and I was just like to him, if you're interested in someone else, like where you're like local, like we can put a pin on it, and you can see how that goes and let me know. He goes, no, I really like you, I want to see where this can go. Organize a date, plan to everything, to send me a message. So not even 12 hours later, sends me a 5-minute voice note to let me know, hey, actually, I've been talking to someone else as well, and they're local, and I, just went on a date with them. And today, he lied to me and said he was doing work stuff. So he went on a date. He's like, and I went on a date, and I just feel like it's going to have a second date, and, I just don't think we should go on one. Even after he told me that he wasn't looking for anyone else. And yeah. Every time I feel like I'm getting somewhere, it just goes back to square one.